Hi guys, welcome back to Twins Talk Arsenal.
This is Stas, and I'm here with Andreas. And today we're going to talk about the matchday ratings from the Arsenal Southampton FA Cup game. So, Andreas, how did you find the performance overall? And then, then after that, moving on to Leno, how did you rate him?
Performance overall was disappointing. It took 70 minutes for this team to realise that this is like our trophy. This is our FA Cup. We've won it so many times in the last few years, and we didn't fight for it for the whole game. It was disappointing. I think a lot of experienced players didn't step up to play today, and I'm sick of getting outplayed by Southampton. I know that Southampton are a good team this year, but we're Arsenal. This is the first time they've ever knocked us out of the FA Cup. Like it was disappointing today. So a lot of players aren't going to get a high rating today.
Yeah.
Leno, I'm going to give the guy a 6. I don't think he could do anything for the goal. I think he was unlucky. It was an unlucky deflection from Gabriel. He did everything else that was asked of him, and he's probably one of our better players today. So yeah, I think I'd give the guy a 6.
Fair. What about Cedric at left back? Unfamiliar role, not what he's used to. How would you rate him?
Cedric, I think I'll give him a 5. I'm giving him a 5 because I know he was in an unfamiliar role, and it's hard to play in a position like that when you're trying to shoehorn Bellerin in as well. Actually, I thought Cedric was playing right back today.
I thought Cedric was on the left and Bellerin was on the right.
Okay, my bad. Well, I don't know what game I'm watching, but yeah, I know he was in a bit of an sort of familiar position, but he was disappointing today against Newcastle. I really thought he stepped up to the plate, put in some good crosses, worked hard defensively. Today, every cross that he put in was too long. Everything that he did offensively was wrong. And I really think that he's kind of, if he was going to challenge Bellerin before, he's nowhere near doing that now. So I think I'll give him a 5 today. He was kind of disappointing. And Arteta likes to play with his fullbacks being kind of full throttle, and Cedric just isn't good enough to offer that, really.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's a lack of minutes potentially. This is a guy that hasn't played too much, so he might be lacking a bit of consistency in his performances. But yeah, I do agree. Based on this performance, he didn't really justify starting ahead of either Bellerin on the right or Tierney on the left in future games.
Yeah.
How would you rate Holding and Gabriel's performances at the heart of our defence?
I'd give them both. I'll give Holding a 6 and I'll give Gabriel 5. Gabriel, I'm giving him 5 just because of the goal. There wasn't much he could do about it, but it happened. So he's going to get a 5. I think he was a bit rusty coming back into the team. He did his job, but the whole team was below par, and I can't really give him much more than that. And the same for Rob Holding as well. There's been points where I thought that he looked like an absolute statue in our defence, like an absolute rock in our defence. But today, nothing special about him, And also, when we need him to be a threat when it comes to corners, when it comes to crosses, he's just not. And I think I'd really like to see him add to that part of his game. So yeah, I think a 6 for Rob Holding today, a 5 for Gabriel.
And how about Bellerin at right back?
Bellerin, I think I would go for 5. Disappointing as well. Didn't offer anything on the flank. Yeah, maybe if Arteta does want to play this position, he needs to go out and buy another right back, which is going to be as good as Tierney on the left. Yeah, poor today as well.
Yeah, no, it's true. How about our midfield two, El Neni and Granit Xhaka?
Do you know?
Think they fared today?
I think the problem which I'm having is all of these players kind of fit into the same drab game, which I saw. It's really hard for me to rank them separately when they were all just bang average today. They just didn't care about the result, really. I think I'd give Xhaka a 6 and El Neni a 5 simply because we're giving El Neni these chances to kind of cement his place in the team or show why he should be starting in front of Partey. And there's a reason why Arteta brought Partey on in the 60th minute, because El Neni just wasn't doing anything, and he wants to be this like staple part of our team, and he's just not good enough.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think like the unfortunate thing, so to speak, with Arsenal is, these players can all play with Partey, but they kind of can't play without him in a midfield too. Ultimately they're not good enough, and their weaknesses are exposed without someone like Thomas Partey partnering them in midfield. I do think that they both found it quite tough today. We didn't dominate the game that maybe the way that we would have liked to have done.
I agree.
And then again, more massive disappointments, but how many times have we said that this season? But moving on to our attacking 4 players, you got Martinelli's coming back from injury, so maybe you can't blame him too much for his performance today. But then, we've got Willian and Pepe again, 2 big players, who should be delivering week in, week out, but ultimately aren't. How would you assess those three's performance?
I think I agree with you. Like Martinelli, I'll give the guy a 6, maybe a 6.5, simply because even though nothing came off, he was trying to run behind the line. He was making incisive and smart runs, and we just weren't able to find him. If we were able to find him, it would have been more of a threat. If we had Emil Smith-Rowe behind him, or a creative player behind him, he would have been more of a threat. I'll give him a 6.5. The others, Willian gets a 2. The guy is not good enough. The guy came to Arsenal to retire. Honestly, that's what it looks like. It looks like he came to Arsenal to get a fat wage, to not have to put in any effort in the game. Like he's happy not like being on the bench and Saka being in front of him. Gets a 2. He was awful today. Literally, I saw this comment which was like, Arsenal paid zero pounds for Willian and still got robbed. And that is so true. Chelsea must be laughing. They must be so thankful he didn't end up signing that extra contract with them. He gets a 2. Pepe gets a 3. A 3 because I saw him trying a little bit more than Willian, but he's still not good enough. Still not. There's just everything he's trying just doesn't come off. And I know it's like hard and he's low on confidence and whatever, but we spent 70 million on him. Like, I'm not going to go light on him. That's 70 million, which we could have spent on a world beater. Like, it's not just he's being in the team, he's worth 70 million and he's underperforming. It's he's taken the place of another 70 million pound player that could have been in our team, transforming us. And
of course.
And he's not doing anything to prove why he's worth that. If we're going to sell him for sell-on value, what's he going to be worth? 30 million. We just lost all that money.
If we're lucky.
Yeah. He gets a 3.
No, I do agree.
A little bit more than Willian.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree in the sense that, whether it's maybe the pressure weighing him down on his shoulders, I don't know. But, here, Pepe and Willian, they are 2 players which we expected a lot from, and ultimately they have failed to deliver this season for one reason or another. But they have both been massive disappointments this season. And then finally, Eddie, our top man up front.
Eddie, I'm giving a 3.
Yeah, again, wasn't his best performance, was it, overall?
He's just... Look, he's a young guy. I'm giving him, I'll give him a 4. He's young. He's going to improve. I don't think he's going to get to the point where he should be a regular for Arsenal, but I hope he proves me wrong. Like, he's still young. But he's just not good enough at the moment. He's not good enough to be our backup striker, to be leading our line. He gets a 4 from me.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree with that in the sense that, I think he's a decent young player. So, if he was playing like Carling Cup games, FA Cup against, teams from lower divisions, etc., sure, you give him his minutes. I'm sure he won't disappoint you. Or if we could dominate games the way that, we used to with the Invincibles, etc. If he was in that type of team where they were creating those types of chances for him, I do think it would work out for him better. But yeah, I do agree. I think, the way he is at the moment and the way Arsenal are playing at the moment and whatnot, I do think, ultimately we need backup strikers who can deliver ultimately, when it matters. Like, they can come into these types of games, and I'm not saying that they can guarantee a goal, but they can look likely to score. Eddie Nketiah, he had a chance, but that was about it. He had one chance and that was it. He didn't really look likely to score, which is a bit disheartening.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
yeah, I mean, maybe a slightly more positive note if you can take one from the Southampton game. But, our three subs, we had Thomas Partey, another 30 minutes under his belt. What would you rate him?
Yeah, I think I think you're right. That is a positive. Another 30 minutes against Premier League opposition, and Southampton played a strong team today, so he was actually against Premier League opposition. I'd give Partey a 6. I'm giving him a 6 because he tried. You could see that he was trying. He was demanding the ball from players. He was like demanding that they pass the ball. He was trying to turn, drive at Southampton and make things happen. And you could see the energy which he brought when he came onto the pitch. Not everything that he tried came off. There was a couple of times where he lost the ball, where he made rash challenges as well. But it's a new squad, and he's trying to adapt, and he will get that sharpness back. Coming back from injury, coming into a new squad, when he learns how to play with his teammates, when he's got a few games under his belt, he'll be back at it. I'll give him a 6 for today. You could tell the difference between him and El Neni when he came on.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, he is probably a bit rusty just coming back from injury, but he's got a lot more to offer to the team, which hopefully, we can keep him fit, and then we'll therefore get to see over the coming weeks and months.
Yeah.
And then our final two substitutions, Saka and Lacazette. How would you rate both of them?
Laka, I don't think had enough time to really influence the game. I'd give him a 5, but he didn't really get much of the ball. He wasn't able to hold the ball up much. He wasn't really able to make an impact. Saka as well. I think I'd give Saka a 6. I think he was able to create some dangerous chances. The guy's work rate is always good, but again, it's just there wasn't enough time for him to really impose himself on the game. I would have liked to have seen Abba come on, but obviously he had a personal situation which he had to go back for. But hopefully Abba can come in on Tuesday night and show us what we kind of missed.
Yeah, I mean, fingers crossed. I mean, I think Arteta said he's not sure if Abba will be available for Tuesday night. So, fingers crossed he will be. I think it's definitely the type of game where it's going to be a tough game. They're going to be a team which is going to be hard to break down. So if we can have Aubameyang available, I'm sure it will be a good thing. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Finally, how would you rate Arteta?
I'm just gonna get back to Abba for one sec. Abba, the thing that's annoying me, which has been unlucky with him this season, is he's gone on this goal drought, and every time he's got a goal, he's then missed the next few games. Do you know what I mean? I think last time he was on this goal drought, he got a goal, and then he was injured for a game or two, and then it kind of like just breaks that momentum which he has. And then last game, he scored 2 goals, and you're like, yes, Abba's got on the score sheet, he's got a brace, he's now going to be able to kick on. And then instantly misses the next game, is looking like he might miss the next one. And he's just not getting that run of...
He's not getting that rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. So if he does miss Tuesday, that's a big disappointment. It's, again, something which breaks up his season. So hopefully he doesn't. Arteta, I would kind of rate a 7, which is surprising, right? Because that's like the highest that I've given. But I don't really see much else that he could have done. It's an FA Cup game. He's trying to bring in Pepe and Willian because we can't just rely on the first 11 for the whole rest of the season. You need to get them to play through their problems to bring them back into the team. They're not. It's not like he's risking novice players. These are experienced, expensive players, and they're just not delivering. He's giving them the chances, and they're not delivering. He played a strong team today, really.
Yeah, no, very much so. It was a strong Arsenal team.
Yeah. And he made changes, like he made the changes which by the end of the game we were pressing to kind of get a goal. It just didn't happen for him today. I think I blame more the squad at his disposal rather than his decisions around it.
Yeah, I would agree on that. I mean, I think, ultimately one did have to ring the changes. You know, you don't want to risk injuries to key players, etc. Also, two, you know, you've got these squad players kind of knocking on your door, asking why they're not playing. So from his perspective, he's got to give them the chance to,
Yeah,
you know, to show what they're about. And either to convince him otherwise for why they should be in the team, or to prove him right for why he's not picking him. So, you know, I think from Arteta's point of view, I don't think there was really much more he could have done. You know, he made the changes for this game, but still put out a very strong team against Southampton. He made substitutions, decent substitutions. You know, brought on good players. Um, Ultimately, I do think he's being let down. You know, simply put, he's being let down by Arsenal's, you know, reserve team, which simply isn't good enough. You know,
yeah,
there's not really much more to say on it. For one reason or another, we've got too many underperforming players in that team.
yeah. I'm hoping that we weren't able to do our business in summer. I'm hoping that next summer we're able to get some expensive players out. I'm done with Pepe, really. Like if we can get,
Yeah.
if we can somehow get the same valuation that we paid for him, let him go. Honestly,
I mean, you might be living in dreamland there, but we can
yeah.
hope.
And we can get some money for Willian as well. Send Willian off to China. Get some mad money
Yeah.
for Willian to go to China or go to the United States, where he should be retiring. Do you know what I mean? Not playing for Arsenal. Get some
Yeah,
money out of him.
yeah.
Get some money out of Pepe. Use that to rebuild the team. Let Martinelli and Saka have their places, and then let's see. But yeah, we
Then
roll
build
on to
from
the
there.
next game, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, we're playing Southampton again on Tuesday, so it's going to be a quick turnaround in that sense. But hopefully, you know, we'll have a stronger first strength team out. And, you know, fingers crossed we can kind of see more of a similar performance to that of the second half of the Newcastle game, you know, rather than the drab affair that we had, you know, in the game today against Southampton.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, fingers crossed. You know, I think we definitely have the potential, but it's if we can show it on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
great. Cool. What I'd probably say is we'll leave it there. But yeah, guys, you know, if you do like our content, then feel free to like and subscribe below. You know, feel free to comment as well if there's anything either that you wanted to discuss further on this video, or if you want us to do an additional video on anything else. You know, feel free to comment and let us know, and we'll be sure to touch up on it.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Thank you, guys.